Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB preview show for today, the 20th of June. Small loss last night. Obviously, we had the postponed game, which I think would have won, which would have taken us to a winning night, but it's easy to say that, isn't it? So we are still slightly up on the season. A lot of games today, so I'm going to quick fire rattle my way through them. The first game is Cincinnati against the Atlanta Braves. Harrell starts for the Braves today. Lucas Harrell, he has never beaten the Reds in 6 starts in his career. He will be opposed by Anthony Desclafani of the Cincinnati Reds, who since he came back from the injury, he slotted into the rotation, done an excellent job. He is the best starter I think that the Reds have got this year. The Reds certainly have more power in their bats. I think they can get to Harrell today, and I'm certainly interested in playing Cincinnati on a run line. The Cleveland Indians against the Kansas City Royals. I don't often like to oppose Kansas City at home because they are very good at home. That being said, Carlos Carrasco's up for Cleveland today. He's got a 1.76 ERA over 7 starts. It will be very warm in Kansas City today. The Tribe will be facing flyball pitcher Ian Kennedy of the Royals. He does allow a lot of home runs, 21 or 22 this year. He's done a solid job keeping the overall runs allowed down, but against Carrasco, I think the Royals bats are going to struggle somewhat to match the likely Cleveland output. So I'm going to take Cleveland on a run line to beat Kansas City today. At Coors Field, Denver, Colorado, Tampa Bay against the Colorado Rockies. Chris Archer's up for Tampa Bay. He's got massive struggles on the road this year and in the first innings. The Rockies like right-handed pitching. They do a good job hitting against them, got plenty of left-handed power. Jorge De La Rosa of Colorado will oppose for against the Rays. He's been fairly good recently. That being said, the Tampa Bay Rays are amongst the best teams when it comes to hitting left-handed pitching. It is a day game with warm temperatures at Coors Field at altitude. This game screams runs. The run line is a full run lower than I expected, so I will play over 11.5 runs in this game. I'm going to look at some spread bets as well. Keep an eye on the Twitter account for those later on. The Houston Astros are going to conclude their series against the Oakland Athletics, hoping to avoid the sweep. Daniel Mengden is up for Oakland. He's hit a bump in the road recently since coming into the rotation. He's allowed 16 runs across his last 3 starts, including 6 to these very same Houston Astros. Doug Fister has been ultra consistent for Houston, and he has cleared his losing streak now. He can get back to the picture that we saw in May and June and stop the Athletics sweeping Houston here. I think the Athletics have got plenty of opportunity to score some runs on Mengden, so I'll take them on a run line. The Toronto Blue Jays will finish up in Arizona at Chase Field. It's a little bit hard to trust Marcus Stroman this year. However, Patrick Corbin will go for the Snakes today, and in the Hitters Park at Chase Field, this is good news for Toronto. Corbin brings an 8.35 ERA over his last 4 starts to the hill. The Toronto lineup is capable of putting a big number on the board at any time against anyone. That looks like they will have a good opportunity to do so against Corbin today, so I will take Toronto on a run line as well. The Boston Red Sox will be hosting the San Francisco Giants for another game. Matt Cain comes back into the rotation for San Francisco. He had struggled this year with a ERA over 5.5 in his big league starts. He made 2 rehab starts before coming back to pitch for San Francisco in AAA in the minors. He did have a 9 ERA in those 2 starts, so it doesn't look like his struggles are completely over. Boston, as we know, can hit. They've got plenty of lefties who can punish Cain in their home ballpark, which is friendly for the hitters. Will be interesting to see how new acquisition Drew Pomeranz goes for the Bo Sox, but he has kept scores down against San Francisco while pitching for the Padres this year, and it's difficult to see San Francisco keeping pace with Boston today. Then all we have to do is hope that the battered Red Sox bullpen that does have a couple of key cogs out injured will hold on to the game for us. We'll play Boston on the run line in this game, and Pittsburgh will send Jeff Locke to the mound today. He has been very good at home for the Bucks this year, going 5-1 with a 2.81 ERA. He'll face the Milwaukee Brewers today, who aren't really hitting at the moment. They will send Chase Anderson to the hill. He's been awful pre-All-Star break, going 0-5 with a 9.61 ERA across his last 5 starts. Pittsburgh have got plenty of bats that can punish him, especially Starling Marte and Gregory Polanco from the right side of the plate. And I certainly fancy that they can cover at least the basic run line, if not some more there. There are some other games I'm looking at that aren't on. I haven't got prices up at the moment. I'm looking at going back in. Obviously, the game for St. Louis that we were on last night will take place this afternoon as they play a double header against the Padres. The Chicago Cubs I'm looking at very strongly against the Mets as well. That's off the board at the moment. And the Washington Nationals as well I'm looking at. against the Dodgers. So keep an eye on the Twitter account at dansports.tips, because there may be some spread bets, there may be some home run bets to add, but there will also be the 3 plays on the Cubs, the Nationals and St. Louis to be looking at as well. Those are the tips we got for today. It's a busy Wednesday. We could do with a good day. We are due a good day. Surely we aren't going to keep getting beaten in 9th inning comebacks from God knows how far back. Best of luck if you're having a play today. God knows we need it. I'll see you tomorrow. Play ball.